tap tap? What do you think of the tap tap?
Tap tap's a smooth ride.
Excellent.
Smooth ride, yeah. Tap tap's a smooth ride. It's a smooth ride.
My prayer partner on the trip was Steve Frost, and he and I, not only did we pray for each other, but we got to know each other quite well on the trip, traveling. We got to know about each other's families, and he took a tool belt with him, and that tool belt had some neat-looking tools in it, and I think his expectations were to be working in construction. But as we got closer to Haiti, he and I both realized that Steve would be helping me as a dental assistant in the dental clinic. And then the first day that we worked, I'll never forget the little girl that came in with her mom, and she was 7 years old. She had a real bad toothache, and she was crying and she was hurting, and I looked at Steve and I said, Steve, this isn't going to be easy, because I'm going to ask you to hold her down with everyone else while I put a bite block in her mouth, give her anesthetic, and then take her bad teeth out, which is what we ended up doing. And kind-hearted Steve, when we were all through with that, he put his arms around everybody and he said us a nice prayer for the whole family, and we all had a group hug. But what I didn't realize was during that whole experience, while Steve was holding this little girl down, he was thinking about his granddaughter back here in Chattanooga, who was 7 years old. And I knew that had to be tough for Steve. The next day, we had a man come in with a really bad toothache, and as he sat down, we looked and discovered what was going on. And I anesthetized him, getting ready to take that bad tooth out. And of course, it had been a tough day, and we really had some tough teeth to take out. So I asked Steve if he wouldn't mind helping me out in taking this tooth out. The look of surprise was on his face, and he reluctantly agreed to take that tooth out. As a matter of fact, he took 4 teeth out for us in the clinic while we were down there. I was proud of what he did for us. I was proud of the things that he did as far as being willing to serve wherever he is called to go.
Really, the only machine I would read a T-wave on is the 12-lead EKG at St. Mary's, okay, down by St. Catherine's. Okay.
So you would send them there first to see what it looks like and then bring it there.
If you're worried about
our small group had been doing a study that I think compelled us to consider going on a mission trip together. And most of the small group went on the trip. There are 4 physicians in the group. And we saw this as a unique opportunity to do mission work in a field that we're comfortable with in medicine. But we felt really called by God to go to this place. And it was an easy opportunity. It was not that far away. And it just seemed like something that God had laid out before us to go do. So yes, I would definitely go back for this opportunity again. It's an easy trip to make in that it's only an hour-and-a-half flight from Miami, and people forget how close we are really to Haiti in this country. And there's definitely a need there. They have the setup pretty well orchestrated to be effective in a short-term period, and it feel like you're ministering to people and doing some good that's also going to be sustainable in that clinic once you leave.
When we hit the ground, I was a little overwhelmed by the amount of people, the amount of trash, the number of tent cities, and just slums. I guess I was expecting some of that, but I was a little worried and concerned. How are we going to make an impact in just this what seemed to be the pits? You know, it just was not. It was very difficult to get past the visual aspect of it and the other senses that we're picking up. As we moved through day one and day two, I kind of became a little more cynical about the trip, and again, going back through that thought of how are we going to make a difference in this place where there's so much needs to be done. There's so much damage from the earthquake. There's so much damage from the last hurricane that came through. There's so many people that are in dire need of help. How are we going to be able to make a difference here? It seemed like every day the children, as they were coming in and out from school, they would always try to walk closer to us, you know, and they would. And a little brother and sister came by, and Tim had his dum-dum suckers, and we gave the kids dum-dum suckers, and I called the two little children over that we gave the extra suckers to, and I said, will you share your suckers with them? And at first they didn't understand, but I took two from them, and I said, give them to those children. And they here they are, they have nothing, and they gave half of what they had away. As I look back on probably day 3, day 4, getting ready to come home, preparing to come home, I guess the one word I would use to describe that is hope. Not just hope for Haiti in general, but hope for Haiti Outreach Ministries, to see the good that they're doing with the children that are attending the schools, the adults that are attending schools, learning a trade, learning to speak English, the churches, the services that are going on, the singing that's going on. There's so much singing at those church services. It's such a blessing.
What's happening here? So how many do you have here before you pack them up, Coach?
We've done 3,000 packages already.
Wow, that's awesome.